always parts that come in and out. Kind of like the part that this lady's been feeding this man. She feels that her being a relative, supposedly having a child with one of his relatives, which could be one of her relatives, it seems like these people are from Hades. They settled kind of like witches in Kentucky. Sounds normal, right? They're not white. They're fat. Some are ugly. Some are men acting like women. They all have a Pinocchio face or something. A Wizard of Oz touch. I don't know. But they've been washed in from Hades. They kind of hang out between Missouri, parts of Chicago, Maywood, Broadview, wherever in this story. And again, this man, I'm not sure why these ladies are so thirsty, except they are funny looking and they don't like themselves. There's several from various places. Now, if they're from Hades, they are trying to basically ship women as prostitutes or as workers. They're nuts. So they've been literally, that's where these people could be in Hades, or Kentucky, or what is this? St. Louis, Missouri. These people are nuts. They are like brothel maidens. I don't know. They're nuts. They use women, children, kids, young men. And they have men here that are manhandling, and I don't know, these women are rough. Man, I don't know if this is a man acting like a woman that sit in politics or under or around for the ear, the buzz on the ground. I don't know, like a buzzard. But they've attached themselves to politics and they've gotten in several places as relatives, friends, family members that have made it. And I don't know, let me see. This story is that possibly this lady had a husband, boyfriend, baby daddy years ago. And I'm going to assume that whenever people are vulnerable or not very nice or available, compliable, these women slash men, I think one of them is a man, but they live as a woman. I don't know. But I think he is the ringleader of, oh, they're not acting right. See, and people get shot. They come up mysteriously hurt. And I think they put this on this man. They may have even just put it that way. But she got this whole hang up fetish on this one man. Now, normally he bows down, run around, and eat or do whatever she wants. And I'm seeing there's a pattern. These people might be related. This lady man that sits around politics could be in it a little bit, hang out with cops and things. And I don't know why everybody's scared of this little midget troll, gremlin, stripes, standing person. I don't know. But it seems like she's related to these other little ground feeders that meet men or know of men and their family or related to their baby daddies that have gone on. That might not be the baby daddies, but they could have taken these men away. They're still at it. They're still sitting around politics like buzzards looking for the dead or the people that could die or the people that are vulnerable that they can eat up. Literally. I don't know what they're doing. Body parts, some everything. Tricking out girls that they don't like in the city. Women they just don't like. I mean, they're hateful. Okay. Again, it could be Haitian. They could be African. And they've come here somehow. I think they're supposed to be here. I don't the evilness of these folks. No. So anyway, they got this man in their grips. The man is scared because I guess they throw people in and out of jail. People come up missing, poisoned. Talking about they do magic. No, they're just evil and they intimidate people to do work. And people do it because they know they can come up missing like others. Now, where these people go again, you don't know. You don't know if they're in another state, another country, like Hades. You don't know. Doing slavery. You don't know. And sex slaves, they could be truck stop lizards that they've created. Girls just is out here, nobody reporting it because they stupid. How many truck drivers come to these places and see these girls? All they have to simply do is call 911. How stupid are we here? Oh, that's all they have to do is call 911. Hey, there's a young girl out here trying to shadow ban people. You know, God is the sun. These are his ethers. As I stated, God allowed people, from what I'm hearing, to see the statistics of how God has allowed people to make money off of these people. And it's chump change. It either motivates you or it breaks you. That people are so evil and greedy and stingy. Although when you do these deals, they do clearly state, I'm a thief. I'm going to take XYZ 1, 2, 3, but I'm working like a dog. Because, I just want people to, and it's not even that serious. Just showing ads, people shop. So they don't have to give you this little slave contract to make money on these things. There are other apps trying to be birthed. Nothing is forever. I don't know who thinks this stuff. Nothing is forever. Never will be. Oh, it been here 6 years. Yeah, but it wasn't here before and it won't be here again after. Wow. That's not a wish. That is common sense. Nothing is forever. Nothing. Okay, how it sits and still throws its name around. You don't see some of this stuff nowhere. And I'm just being realistic. Remember, I'm a dreamer. So people that don't know me, act like it. You don't know me. I don't care who told you to watch me and put a camera up my butt. Let's put a camera in those dishes. Apparently, this man can be eating human body parts. The ladies are crazy. I believe there's a cop that they work with that knows butchers in the area. When they're mad at people, these people come up missing from the west side because there's a cop station there. I don't know what side of what. It'd be of Eastwick. Was that a place? I listen. New Jersey, I don't know. There's a cop place and there's a butcher. If they are dragging people to this butcher, all right. So sometimes they run people around in circles. They run them down. They use these machines like they use on me right now. What kind of woke me was that these hoes have been. I meant that too. They're crazy. They've been everywhere I move, putting people under me, over me, around me. And that's why the struggle ain't over me, and that's why I'm talking. They're connected to the cops in that area. Okay? And whatever city, state, story this is. These are people that are hired off the street that don't have nothing. These girls, probably the women, old or young, were probably people that they captured and forced them, like they were trying to do me, to be with a man that wants to control you. I'm not sure. I guess these women, they're handicapped now. The men are handicapped, and they've subdued these women where they feel like there is nothing else. These men do whatever they want to these women. So who's funding this? Again, I don't think these people are American. I don't think they were born here. I don't think they have papers here. But again, due to the hungry hippos or greedy people, they tend to just blend in. And these people get housing for doing their dirty work. And they're happy to do it. I don't know if they're related or just people that were pimps. They found one little girl they can move around. She's old now. These are annoying with questions and facts. Oh, you're talking about the questions that pop up? Kill from Law 213. Shim Dog, good morning. So, Kilby. So, whatever happened, I believe they work together like vultures with politics in the city. I don't know if they was hired by the wizard Okay, because the wizard seems to be dealing with the circus church. And I'm not calling them clowns, but that's just one way to describe with description. I don't know what else to say. Okay, the tent church. I don't know the biggest church, but um, yeah, somebody's funding the effort, and I was trying to figure out who got all this pull. People with mental problems, people that trick people into giving them all their money, their kids, their properties, their things, the stuff that they're not stealing because they do steal. And but um, hi. So basically, these people have been harming women in the community because they look like the community, but I don't think they are. They're heartless little androids. I don't know. Somebody got a UBS for a butt. Oh, I don't. Yeah, they're like a plug or something. I don't listen. Mm. People get charged up on this one, and I guess they thought I was gonna be like, "Hey, I'm not no computer. Okay, I'm not even gonna act like I am, and you better not be using my kids as that." So the this Wizard of Oz face lady don't know how to wear makeup. She's funny looking. She's weird. There's a bunch of them. I don't know where they come from. I don't know why they look like little circus people. I don't know. Um, but there's a man that's been chasing them because everybody's scared of them. For one, two, these people are for hire, and they tried to put him on just to use him and get him locked up because they ain't interested in him. They just want to control him like he's a puppy. But he got loose a few times through me. So them separating me from my kids using him, causing problems because they work with politics. They be playing in politics. So or vultures around political situations, political offices. They're just sitting around keeping their ear to the grind between the cops and the butcher, and they just got a lot of connections. Just that's weird. And it's connected all the way up to like the White House here and there. I know if some of them folks want something done. We're not talking about current. This is just ongoing. Once these people serve somewhere in office, whatever that looks like, they keep connections. Like I said, it's kind of ghetto. You know, knows you kiss my butt, I kiss yours. Well, this guy got it a little loose, and it's bigger than that. It's more or less people with mental problems that have been playing in people's records, knowing that certain families have dynasties, empires, they have lineage, legacy, all kinds of stuff. And they just wanted to be greedy pirates, see, coming from Hades or from Mount Sinai city, country, state, mountains, Missouri witches. I don't know. And so they just keep up a lot of drama with this man. Wanted to be a part of stuff because he had childhood issues, and they were playing with him like they were better than him, and he needed to be their bed wage, and he was kind of scared of them and coming and going. But when people call, he got to run because they're sick. He allowed them to feel like they could break him and take him and do what they want, and might have even scared this man at some point. He's seen some stuff, okay, or knew some stuff. At least they made him think it. This is a story. If you like it, donate, okay, so we can write that book. Anyway, these witches of evil, Eastwick, I don't know. Um, they linked up with some celebrities somehow. I don't. Again, you'd be surprised who you're related to if God can reveal it to you just by a smirk. And you'd be sitting there like, what? And Betty Johnson and them, and how they fit into the story, and how people had a flashback of their Mammy's movie and had problems, which was none of their business to reach back into. But kids are petty and childish, and they want to hurt all the people with the last name Johnson. For what? So people link up. You never know. Just looking at these ugly little faces that are evil, who's who. But they're all ugly little spoiled mommy titty sucking little people. So they've decided they're going to attack your children. And they're going to use all these little mindless, evil minions on the ground, little buzzards, because they have the money to act like they don't look like or act or behave like buzzards. And they're so busy watching you on these TV screens that God has summoned some of them to go blind, some of them to get blood sick, because they're trying to take your kids' body parts and cut them up and then sell them because they're evil. And one got so creative, she decided part of her ignorance was to cut your kid up, calling her a dog, walking her on a leash, and just thought it'd be a grand idea to cut her up, calling her a dog because she thought it was you. But she wanted it to represent you. She couldn't get to you too many lights and cameras and followers. So she thought she'd get your little puppy daughter or two. One probably hit in the head a lot and severely damaged. And who do you blame in the start? The grandparents. They were greedy, dumb dogs that didn't think for themselves. They finagled your children away from you when they were younger, saying smart ass stuff they shouldn't have been saying as parents. Whoever these could be part of the Haitians. You don't know, they're weird. They don't act like relatives. They act like pirates. They're all sick. They're very ugly, vile people. They're not nice at all. Very brainwashed, like clones, maybe, in this story. And they lured the kids, got them involved in stuff. They got into those circles of rich people, people that like little girls that are young and vibrant and want to be a star. And they linked up with some of the mentally ill people in Hollywood, somewhere in the world. You know, the little basement things, the little auditions they have, the little things that they put out. And the kids go and try out because they want to be somebody. They want to do things differently. But the agreement is they have to leave their family. You know, those NDAs and things. They can't talk to anyone. They can't discuss the contract. These people are going to hell. Them and their little offsprings, unfortunately. They're not going to live very good. It doesn't matter what the camera shows you, how many lights they're showing, and how they put on the prettiest makeup with the ugliest backgrounds. God has summons these people to pay for their actions. Down through the years, God's been good. Yeah, they're going. Good morning, Ashley. Morris is a nice last name. I don't know if it's blessed, but praise God. So, yeah, God is coming through because this lady could have possibly at least thought about chopping up somebody's kids and feeding it to the man that she thinks is her dog that's not being obedient. She likes oxtails and things. She could have chopped up this lady's kids that are missing and didn't tell the man, except, hey, you know what I did? I put that kid on a truck stop with some of our other nephews or relatives or this little organizational mentally ill witchcraft witch hunt that we put together with all the mentally ill people that work for the post office, people that work for trucking, where they can drive this kid to those parties, you know, those big time parties. And that didn't work. And plus we got busted. So, hey, we'll just chop the kid up. And somebody got the grand idea. Give me this part. Give me this part. Give me this part. Because that's that lady's kid. That's the gruesome story. True crime story time. That's that lady's kid. Bring me her organs or her butthole or something. It's just a story, right? And they did, the butchers, you know, because they tossed the kid back around after maybe she was put in a kennel somewhere and walked around, put on Pornhub as November something, Miss November. Real life, maybe. And thought she was slick. He was slick. They put some people around her, maybe truck drivers or family members. This could be AI. This could just be people playing games. Well, why do you have this person on Pornhub if it's a game? Walking like a dog, like you wanted to do the mother. You sick bitch. God revealed this to 144,000 people, by the way. And they've been looking for not just you and yours, and you're on the run now. Well, the universe knows your address. That's why karma won't miss you as long as you live. You fed that man, this lady's body parts. And you actually are stupid enough to say it at some point, if you haven't, where he's going to want to take your head off. Now, he was told through premonition by this lady, don't hit her. So that's either her daughter for saying something or this lady that fed you this girl's body parts. Y'all like my story? So while you're running around trying to pay these little brainless people that are homeless that you all have caused to be homeless and have promised them as long as you do our dirty work by following this lady around in housing and putting machines around her that are weapon level graded machines, and you zap her for talking online. All you gotta do is live around her, under, over, slam doors, disturb the peace, watch her, report to us when she comes in and out. You don't have to work. I mean, you got somebody in the house that's working to cover. You don't have to know them. But as long as you move wherever she moves, and you turn that machine on whenever we tell you to, or whenever we give you instructions, or whenever you watch her social media and you see her talking about what happened or about certain things, turn that machine on and wake her up, disturb her peace everywhere she goes. Now, no, it's not the same group everywhere you go. It's just mindless people that need a place to stay. That's how they've been pimped out. Don't you do what we tell you, and you fill out these paperworks and you comply to whatever. Yes, you can turn it off, whatever the directions are, then you'll get a place to stay. Everybody about to get up and go out. As long as you got a place to stay, things of that nature. I mean, as long as you cover this person, follow them around, turn that machine on and off. You follow the guidelines for having it. You got a friend, you got a place to stay. Everywhere you go, somebody conveniently follows you with machines that disturb you, vibrate your bed and furniture, wake you up at odd hours, injure you. And this is all to keep you from feeling healthy and happy and whole to go work. Arms hurting, ringing, burning, legs hurting. All because they don't want you to get to rescue your children. They got the whole area in fear of assisting you because this is a story about mentally ill people that are loose. What is the motivation? Money. Whether it's a lie or the truth, people got word that there's money coming and they've decided to be psychotic. Even people that say they're family, they've bought in to the Ponzi scheme. What's the Ponzi scheme? Somebody said you can pay into this pot. There's a big fund coming to somebody in the trillions. Land, assets. You can't even count this. This is just property that generates money. Different places. Multiple streams of income. We've been still in it, but it's going to actually be released. Ordained by God, but we're stupid demons. We don't care about that. We just need to subdue these people that it's coming to. The people and their kids. We're stupid, greedy demons. Let's just devise a plan. So we got a policy. Now, they're being left policies. They have been. We've been stealing them. But listen, we're going to devise a policy illegally. You know, we put all these kids through school for law enforcement, legal stuff in different states. In fact, they had a lawyer come from what? Missouri. A lot of people from Missouri coming over here using their lawyership skills, people from other states and other parts of the family, supposed family, coming over here with their expertise, giving advice and information, churches, leaders, all kinds of stuff, because there's a lot of money and property involved that doesn't belong to anybody but this lady and her kids. So they must take them down. This could be a sting for the nuts, but somebody don't get funny to not protect these people because they're part of that circus tent church. See, this is not a church in the city. This is a big time church where people are scammed out of their common sense. They get indecent proposals and they take them. But then they say they love the Mother Mary of Jesus. Mary, Mother of Jesus. I can't never get that right. I don't practice worshiping other things other than God and Jesus because that's what they said. They didn't say worship the mama, but people do. They follow the mother. Because they're saying, we're saying thank you for her being the blessed one that carried. Okay, but that's not scripture. You wonder who teach these people. That's not in the Bible. There's nowhere in the Bible where we were told to worship this lady, but whatever. So, this lady gets upset that this man is not jumping to their beck and call that like he used to. He's tired. He wants to be free. He's old now. But then they put something else in front of him to distract him using a phony lawyer from what, Missouri? That pretends she can save people and no matter what they do, she can get them out. But then there's someone else in there that this man meets and goes, no, that ain't what that is. We don't know. That lady lied. She said this, she said that, she said that, she said this. And whatever this game is, they're looking at all these people going, these niggas crazy. Okay? But they're looking at you and your family as if to say, that's what we need to save. That's a really nice lady. All these wenches is nuts. That man, woman, did them relatives from Hades, them Haitians. In fact, they're trying to say the man that sits on top of this tense position here is actually a Haitian. And y'all need to be shit back for being crazy and diabolical. Because they're being very death mode crazy. Between them and those folks in St. Louis. Killing people. Setting up people to get shot in the head and cooked up and served up. And then witchcraft up. Taking people's kids. Selling body parts to different countries and places and things. They gotta go. And God said, I got you. But these men, they really do want to come back in and be your friend. But these wenches, these wedges, these wonky shaped weirdo men and women, these could be men living as women. No freaking knows. But they got a lot of little magic in their little wands, whatever that is. God says, I gotta get rid of y'all. So, I don't know if Sir heard that this lady could have put that lady's kids that are so conveniently missing. If you ask the granddaddy, whoever that little ugly wizard is, he don't know nothing. I don't know where they at. He know he tracks people. He know the wench that's part of the tent tracks people. They got people that literally just sit in the city doing nothing all day, driving cars, stalking, doing heinous things. And again, they couldn't be outside doing it, so they set up these love affairs, these young girls getting into relationships where the men fight and harm these women, even in front of their children. Hearing them cry and scream. I don't know what the man be doing, but she be screaming and hollering. And people act like they don't hear it. And what does your little ugly wizard-faced daddy say? Ignore it. That ain't your business. Don't call 911. Oh my God, we need to go talk to that young lady. No, they set that young lady up. in front of all those kids. That lady had like 99 kids. I wonder if she's alive. Nobody wants to hear that has a brain. And now these weirdos have gotten into the white people. If that's the white man, he could be a drone, a zone, a crone. What do you call those things? What do you call these things? Clone. Very mechanical, very cold and empty. Santa Claus face. Now, no, I didn't meet that one, but he looks like he might have white hair. I mean, pure white Santa Claus hair everywhere. He had the mustache, the beard, like Santa. And what did he say? Well, from what we see, it was statistics. Nobody told you to do your job based on a piece of paper or some data. Y'all don't really do the right thing. I mean, we come out and risk our lives with our boys. And y'all just simply go right back. Is that your business, Uncle Buck, or we not family? Ain't everybody wanting to go back. But see, they got desensitized listening to the nigglets. You know, the cops that sit around and gossip and bring statistics trying to convince these people that are part of the tent too. Wasn't hard to convince, was it? Oh, these ladies don't need saving. We didn't say we hate them, you racist bums. We didn't say we hated the men. Yes, the men have drug problems thanks to whoever brought drugs here. We didn't. Yes, these men have social problems. We're not the ones blocking them from getting work after you forced them into selling drugs. And they had to teach their kids because the dad wasn't home and they needed food. So some of them were what? Introduced to it and they accepted. They were poor and hungry. Thanks to who? Right. So they learned how to sell drugs and they did it well. And you all didn't say anything until it was convenient. Oh, wow. Yeah, the drugs we put out, they're selling them. They got a big amount. Let's go get them. Right. So now they have a record. They can't really take care of the women. And so now you listen to the nigglets that don't know that this is a whole game. The thieves are watching the people forced to be thieves. And now the nigglets are, oh shoot, that's just how it is. Because see, they too young to remember what happened before they were born. They don't know. So they're taking it at face value because the people that could tell, they're dead. The ones that complied, they're still here watching. Part of the circus. That people stole your land, got $5 after harvest to the people that actually own it. And they go and get fat off the land, fat off the hog, high on the hog, selling body parts, pig parts that your family own. But again, you got part of the circus. All you get is a job that's supposed to be $75,000, but you get 30. And you think you're winning. Think you have arrived. Now you're trying to tell the circus clowns, the tent owners. Yeah, these women, they just keep going back and forth. Did they tell you that Uncle Buck, your bossing them, that runs the slave yard? They're the ones that set your uncles up to be crazy and whoop on your auntie. And you next, uniform or not. They ain't tell you that part, right? So you sitting up there telling Uncle Buck here, Uncle Roger. Yeah, statistically, I mean, shoot, my auntie, she kept going back to this man. Did she have anywhere else to go, little clown? Why you running your mouth? Yeah, she never left. She just kept on fighting with him. Did she have somewhere to go? She had a degree and everything. Did they let her get a job to move out the area? Get away from your uncle? No. They wanted him to whoop her butt. And your stupid clown butt sitting up here now being funny. And I know why. Because they hired one of these little tent acts, he got a black girl pregnant. And one of his top cop agents is his illegitimate son that everybody in that group knows about. But he's the one, a part of the tent now, because he's getting benefits, teaching other people that black women keep running back to these types of situations. When the truth is, just like me, I moved away several times and was taking my kids. But they had already programmed my kids to believe that I wasn't able to do it because they knew they'd been step mode stalking, causing problems for me and my kids. They knew what they were doing. They just needed a clown to come in and act like a fool so they can get my kids away from me. And God says, that's your final curtain. We're not going to go to the details of this man. Hearing that lady say a couple of things, but one of them, yeah, that's why I killed that girl and fed you her parts. Mm, mm. And the story still ain't over. I'll be back.